Hey guys, I'm Mr. Mills, and today we're going to be talking about solving equations. Now this is something that I know all of you are very good at and probably don't need much review on, but nonetheless I thought I'd make a quick video on it. Okay, so I'm going to start by this kind of longer equation. And I see that I have some numbers on the outside of some parentheses, and I don't really like those parentheses, so I am going to start by distributing this -2 through to that parenthesis, and then this 4 to this parenthesis over here. Okay, so when I do that, I have -6y plus 12, and plus 4 times 5y is 20y, and then 4 times -8 is -32, and that still equals 92. Okay. And then I see that I can combine some like terms over here. So I'm going to go ahead and combine a -32 and a 12. And I'm also going to combine my 20y and my -6y. Okay. So when I go ahead and combine these two terms, -6y plus 20y, that is 14y. And then a 12 minus 32, that is going to get me a -20. And then that still equals 92. I'm still getting y by itself, so I'm trying to get this guy alone, remember, because y is an introvert here. So I'm going to go ahead and add 20 over, plus 20, and then I got 14y equals, that gets me 112. And then my very last step is to divide both of these sides by 14, and I end up getting my final answer of y equals 112 divided by 14, I believe it's 8. So y equals 8. Okay. Now over here, I have an absolute value equation, abs-val as I call it. We haven't quite seen these in a long time, so I'll start just by showing you the basics of it. So whenever I have an absolute value equation, again, of course, I'm trying to get x by itself, but my number one rule here is before I do anything, I want to get the absolute value by itself. So maybe I'll even make a note, get the abs-val by itself. Okay, and so to get that absolute value there by itself, I'm going to start by getting rid of that -3 out front. And to do that, I'm going to divide everything by -3. When I divide everything by -3, these two -3's reduce out, they cancel. Okay, and then that leaves me with just the absolute value of x plus 4 equals -21 divided by -3 is +7. Okay, and so now since I have my absolute value by itself, now is when I can really start to get rid of those absolute values, and this is where I have to split it into two different equations. Right, I'm going to split this into two equations. Split into two equations, right? And the reason I'm doing this, remember, is because an absolute value is really meaning how far something is away from 0, the distance from 0, the total number of units away from 0. Okay? And so I call this the mountain thing, which is kind of weird. But I'm going to do the mountain thing. I'm going to split this guy up into one equation will be the absolute value of just x plus 4. Right? Get rid of those absolute values. And that equals 7. And then my other equation is going to be still x plus 4, but that will now equal, I'm going to make this entire side over here negative, right? So I have one equation that's x plus 4 equals +7, and then my other equation is x plus 4 equals -7. Okay, so I'm going to make everything over on this side negative for my other equation. So I really split this one equation up into two, but now these are relatively simpler equations to solve. So on this guy, we'll subtract 4, and I get x equals 3. And then on this guy over here, same thing. I'll subtract 4 from both sides, and I get x equals -7 minus 4 is -11. Okay, so I really have two different answers here. One of them is x equals 3. One of them is x equals -11. The last thing that I need to do on absolute value equations is I need to check for what's called extraneous solutions. Remember, extraneous is those solutions that don't work, that even though you didn't do anything algebraically incorrect in your work, those solutions might not always work, okay? So really, I'm just gonna check this x equals 3. Thankfully for this problem, I believe both of these are going to work. Okay, so if I check x equals 3, I have -3 times the absolute value of 3 plus 4. Well, 3 plus 4 is 7. And then 7 times -3 is -21. So this guy works, he's good. And then this one over here, -11 plus 4 is -7. But then the absolute value of -7 is +7. +7 times -3 is -21. So that one works as well. This one is also good. Okay, but that's what an extraneous solution is. It's a solution that does not satisfy the original equation. Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you.